see. We're just waiting for the stream to catch up.
Alrighty. And GreenCleric's names for his party reflecting the fact that he is a match down. So hoping to equalize today. Oh, but he's going to give Tristal a little bit of a head start.
Looks like about 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Lit 3 in the black magic shop. Nice to see. And we have in the white magic shop Cure 3 available, but Exit is not. And I'll be curious to see if Tristal elects to reset here.
Looks like he's gonna... I guess he's gonna keep going because he would have reset before leaving town.
Yep. So that'll be one advantage that GreenCleric gets early.
Yeah, and with no tail, he might not have exit at all. Depending on where that is.
Yeah, he's definitely hoping to see Warp a little bit later.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like both players are electing to get a few early levels. And we have at the beginning of the encounter table back-to-back very close encounters, so probably won't see very much power cycling in this match.
Question in chat, what is a good time for this randomizer? It depends on the settings that you use, but we're seeing about 2 hours is a pretty good time for the round 2 flag sets. But it really all depends on what the seed is like too, where the items end up. You could end up... Oh, and Tristal is going to reset.
It looks like a minute in, and I think by having access to Exit, he'll save more than 2 minutes. But it's advantage to GreenCleric on his party configuration.
Indeed. And so they are now same party. He did not go with a red mage in the end.
And it looks like we had chainmail in the armor shop, which is a very nice value pickup early on. 15 absorb. Just as good as a silver bracelet, but with a much higher evade penalty.
Yeah, it's always nice to have that right at the front of your party.
And GreenCleric is level 4 after taking out the pack of skeletons. You have an iron gauntlet and 620 gold. Not very much to write home about.
Yeah, a little more absorb for his tank in the front. And he remembers to equip the chainmail.
Meanwhile, Tristal has finished his round of shopping and is headed up to the Temple of Fiends.
And Lit 3 finishes off Garland pretty easily.
Yeah, not even a contest. Very high roll there. And level 6 for GreenCleric. And he will soon get his complimentary loot and bridge.
GreenCleric's going to pick up a silver sword before heading off to Provoca.
Nice pickup, especially with the weapon stat fixes off. It's, for as early as you can get it in the vanilla game, it is a very, very powerful sword that can carry you through most of the mid-game. And it looks like GreenCleric will be the first over the Bridge of Text. It looks like he's going to save in the desert and then run up to check Matoya's cave. Not a bad play. If the cave doesn't have anything good, he can just reset back to that point.
Yep. Small time gain, but every little bit helps. Oh, and he picks up an ice sword, so...
Yeah, I would certainly say that's worth keeping.
Yeah. That's the one thing that you want to see other than a silver sword.
And drops the silver sword. I think I would have held on to that just in case I needed the money.
Yeah, you never know if you end up with some good spells in Provoca that you can't quite afford. I don't think either of them have seen a large chest yet. Large gold chest, I mean.
Not even that, they haven't picked up anything that you would typically sell for money either, like one of the opal gauntlets or the opal shield.
Right.
So the need for money is probably why they are fighting a few more encounters than they normally would in this situation.
Yeah, GreenCleric taking on quad mad pony is not something you ordinarily see in a randomizer. But Lit 3 is going to clean him up, no problem.
Level 7 for GreenCleric, level 6 for Tristal. A single creep, just not worth the effort. In the white magic shop,
too.
We have Invis 2, and we also have Cure, but it looks like just Invis 2 for now.
Mm-hmm.
And good stuff in the black magic shop with Fire 3 and Fast.
Yeah, Fast is a great pickup this early, because it's better chance that you won't run out of charges. And these pirates are going to be pretty easy with the Lit 3.
Nice fight for GreenCleric with his party going first. And GreenCleric gets the ship. Meanwhile, Tristal also deals with the pirates.
And GreenCleric finds the bottle in Provoca, so they'll be coming back here later.
Also finds fairly cheap tents and heal potions, and is going to take this opportunity to stock up on 90 before heading towards the Marsh Cave and Volcano.
Yeah, I believe prices are set to scale up to 240%, so it is good to see those items cheaply at the beginning of the game.
And on behalf of everyone who runs this game, thank you for adding the buy 10 option.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's just one of those things that makes it so much more raceable. A lot of the speed hacks I ended up reading through Dish's disassembly of the ROM and coming up with myself, but the buy 10 is not something that I did. That's a patch that was submitted by someone on GameFAQs.com.
Looks like Tristal's gonna head into Matoya's cave and pick up the ice sword. We'll see if he feels that's good enough, and it's not.
He's just gonna leave it.
Guess he's happy with the silver sword and the array of magic he has right now. He is going to head up to the dwarf cave, see if there's some TNT.
Yeah, since we don't have the weapon stat fixes enabled in round 2 flags, the ice sword is not going to be more effective against fire enemies. So it is slightly more powerful than the silver sword, but it doesn't have that other advantage. GreenCleric picking up some iron armor and a house, and he's going to leave those.
Not immediately useful, but they will be later. So he'll probably open those chests again. Ice 2 and Lit 2 and Warp in the Black Magic shop. And this is about when the cash crunch really hurts here.
It sure does, especially with Fade available at level 3. Although none of those prices were outlandish.
It will probably mean he's going to have to check the level 4 shops once he gets back from the Marsh Cave. And
Yep,
he definitely
and
will with
he
Nuke.
definitely, exactly, yeah. Nuke showing up there. Did he visit the white magic shop? I missed it.
He did not.
Okay.
I was interested to see if he was going to do a little fundraising outside of Elfland and then go back in, or if he was just going to come back after Marsh Cave, and he's going to head right for Marsh Cave. I think that's the better play.
Yeah, they've both got Fire 3 and Lit 3 already, so they don't really need Nuke to deal with the enemies that are in the Marsh Cave. And they have Fade as well, so plenty of offensive power.
Both of those will be more critical once they head towards the volcano, but for the Marsh Cave, what they have right now is more than sufficient.
Yeah. Yeah, the danger in the Marsh Cave is, of course, getting ambushed. But it's not that long of a dungeon, so you don't need tons of spell charges.
It looks like we are synced up on zombie ghouls, and speaking of ambushes, we have shadows, but only 2 of them.
We've got crawls with stun, which is what they have in vanilla.
Just as annoying in vanilla.
Yeah, because they have like 6 hits, or they were doing 6 hits just then anyway. I think they have 8 hits in vanilla.
And slight route divergence between Tristal and GreenCleric in the order in which they check the chests, but both of them will realize that there is nothing really worthwhile up here.
Mm-hmm.
And GreenCleric resets out. Time to head to the bottom.
Now we know the TNT is going to be downstairs. And Tristal is going to exit instead of resetting.
He did find a modest amount of money. Maybe he's interested in keeping that. Also didn't have a weapon for his fighter, so that silver knife will get some use.
Ah, that's right.
There's a nice gold chest for GreenCleric, 7,340 gold.
And GreenCleric picks up the TNT. So he's ready to go, but he is going to check the remaining chests down here, including apparently the linked one. I can never remember which of those chests are linked to which others.
The only ones I can remember is that chest and the one in Ordeals. Anything else, I'm clueless. Now it's Tristal's turn to pick up the TNT, and GreenCleric will face off against the 4 wizards, and conveniently has a fade charge for them. Which is good, because they are hitting very hard in this seed.
They are, and Tristal gets a little luckier with only 2 wizards to take care of. He's going to go for the Lit 3, which is lightning being the only element that wizards are not strong against.
Finds a Bane sword.
Tristal tries to equip the Bane sword briefly and then trades it off.
And another sizable gold chest, and right now they are dead even.
Absolutely. And they're both fighting Geists in the same place.
And it seems like this is kind of an ugly part of the encounter table.
Yeah, it's very dense. We're running into quite a lot of stuff here.
GreenCleric making a clean break nearly all the way back to Elfland.
Yeah, that's the thing about these encounter table randomizations, is once you find a densely packed area, you know there's going to be a less densely packed area as well. Tristal's gonna pick up a pro ring, a couple of pro rings.
GreenCleric buying 3 houses, 4, maybe forgetting that there's one in the Dwarf Cave. But it's definitely going to pick up that nuke, and then we'll have our first look at the white magic shop, and it has life.
Life and harm 3.
And I think that life is in a slot that the red mage can't learn, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, the heal spells he ordinarily can't learn, right? They're on even levels.
Yeah. So, very good move by Tristal remaking his party.
Yeah, most certainly. Yeah, I think if he had gotten this far, he'd definitely be regretting it. And Tristal's gonna pick up the items that he left the first time.
Meanwhile, GreenCleric getting ambushed by 7 wolves, and the bigger the ambush, the more frustrating it is.
Absolutely. Yeah, one of the things I made sure to speed up when I started doing the speed hacks was the area of effect spells. The little sparks that appear take varying amounts of time, and I just sped them all up. So that they're quicker to take out those large groups.
Looks like Tristal does just that with a pack of wolves. GreenCleric not even going to go for those chests.
And thanks to Kylan for reminding us about the Rururus.
Oh yes, lest we forget. Question in chat, Entroper, when are you going to make Tyros unrunnable?
Well, I don't know if I'll make them unrunnable, but in Fun Percent we can always change their name to Steak.
How about you just give them nuclear instead?
Well, that can happen anyway.
Nuke Tyros, they'll show you who the real Steak is.
GreenCleric is going to find Harm 4 and Life 2 in the White Magic Shop.
Good things to come back for, but doesn't have the money right now.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like Tristal just bypassed it altogether.
Yeah,
also not having the money. Runs into a Cobra Scorpion pack, and this is pretty good with the flat bonus to encounters. About 2,000 experience and a level up. Tristal reaches level 10. As does GreenCleric.
Yeah, when you get the large packs of enemies and you have the high flat bonus, it doesn't much matter what the enemies are, you still get lots of guaranteed experience.
Tristal running from 3 Peds, and it looks like GreenCleric is going to fight 4 Peds. Has an extra nuke charge to use in this fight. And level 11 for GreenCleric, and almost certainly the next encounter he gets into will be level 12.
Tristal also picking up level 11 with another large Cobra Scorpion encounter. Interesting choice to fight the Scorpions and Cobras and run from the EXPs.
He may have been concerned about the Ped HP pool and not having a nuke charge.
That's true.
But I think I still would have stuck it out for a, I don't know, a double at 3 round or something. They're just worth so much.
Cleric finding Ice 3 in the Black Magic Shop. It's also got Zap.
The White Magic Shop having Heal 3, which is always useful. It looks like GreenCleric feels well enough prepared to head into the volcano.
Question in chat, is heal 2 fixed in this? Yes, it is. It does not behave the same as heal 3.
Come on, one of the few beneficial bugs and you fixed it.
No bugs are safe. GreenCleric going straight up from the door, something I never see any players do.
That's certainly a unique route, and we have stun and poison. The poor guy in front. Jeez, give him a break. Plows right into the fire elemental tile, but they're pretty good experience, so not too bad to take this fight.
Yeah, they don't look to be too scary either. They've got some decent defense though. And apparently they have stun touch.
Seen lots of things with paralysis so far. And it looks like Tristal is sailing south of Elfland. GreenCleric getting a wooden staff for his trouble.
Speaking of things with stun,
it looks like Tristal was not able to get heal potions in Crescent Lake and had to go back, so that's gonna cost him a little bit of time.
GreenCleric picks up a heal helmet.
And another welcome encounter, 3 Peds this time. And it looks like not having the heal potions is compelling Tristal to make an early gamble on Ordeals, so we'll see it. This could very well swing the match right here.
Absolutely, depending on what he finds here. Or if he runs into too many unrunnables and gets messed up. Here's one now, and he's just going to reset.
It looks like he's in that part of the encounter table again, taking one step and running into a pack of mummies.
Very nice fade rolls are going to clean up those mummies.
We have a Sun Sword for GreenCleric. Very, very nice find early on.
Tristal's making his way through the maze of teleporters. Looks like we have an early 4 teleporter room this time. That 4 teleporter room is a little bit special because it has a teleporter that can go straight to the end, depending on what what happens in the random rolls.
Oh goodness, sorcerers have Blizzard.
Yeah.
And this is really starting to hurt for Tristal. If there isn't anything good in here, this is going to be a very large investment.
And he's going to use the warp trick. Until he finds the way forward, which he does.
Good thing he had warp for that one. That was a nasty pillar.
Yeah. Looks like he did find the pillar that skips a couple of rooms, because I don't think he went to all of them. Oh, and those nuke rolls are really low for the sorcerers, so they're gonna
One
do quite
health
a bit of
on
damage.
the black belt.
Yeah.
But that's all the healing. I'm curious if he has any exit charges, because he might have to fight the zombie dragons on the way out.
Yeah, looks like he's got 2 charges left.
No, that is a consideration. If the zombie dragons aren't particularly terrifying, he could do his level grind here.
That's true. And he's, you know, semi-grinding on these mummies. They're not unrunnable, but they do give quite good EXP. Especially with the boost.
GreenCleric picking up a silver armlet. A nice find at this stage in the game. And it looks like Tristal's found the second ice sword, so those chests in Matoya's cave are never getting open.
Finds a bunch of junk in the upper left. And Mancat's the dreaded encounter in vanilla.
Looks like he doesn't want to find out what they have, and Squint is definitely not what you want to see.
No.
But fortunately, with access to Fade and Nuke, you can thin that out real easy. A little bit harder.
And GreenCleric picks up the Mazmune in the treasure room in the volcano.
Well, that is going to speed up any potential grind like quite a bit.
Looks like Tristal gets some more low nuke rolls on these sorcerers, but Fade is going to clean them up.
Yeah, just rough encounter luck.
Yeah.
He's not hitting the unrunnables, but at the same time, he might almost prefer to see those guys.
But he's got a light axe.
Oh, one more chest to go. We'll see if the incentivized flag was checked. Nope, just a large dagger.
And he is going to fight a zombie dragon. GreenCleric also picking up the Aegis shield, so some great stuff to find in the treasure room over there.
Yeah, and it looks like he's just gonna drop a house and then go right back in. Probably set up his grind. Actually, that is an interesting question. With early Mazmune, do you feel the need to grind as much as you normally would?
Yeah, that's true, because the fighter is going to be doing lots of damage.
GreenCleric runs into the Wiz-Ogre Cerebus fight with no Wiz-Ogre. Or with no Cerebus, excuse me. And, yeah, you just can't run from this.
Tristal is out of ordeals, and we'll see if he's going to head to Volcano or to Ice.
It definitely interesting. It definitely would be interested to see what he does here. If he feels he's behind, he might go to Ice. Especially with that gamble not paying off. Why not? Why not do another?
Exactly.
Question in chat. Did Tristal check the teleporter chest? He did. It had a large dagger in it. GreenCleric getting a little low on heal potions, and if he is going to do some leveling, I don't think he's going to be doing very much.
Picking up a fair amount of gold here. Oh, and he's got the floater.
Oh wow, Volcano definitely the place to be.
Yep. looking less and less likely that ice and or ordeals are the right choice. Of course, we still don't have the slab, so...
It looks like he's going to heal up a bit more.
And Tristal now making his way into the volcano, so he is not going to take another gamble for the ice cave. And now he's going to find out that this treasure room was definitely the place to be.
Oof. Red giants punching the mages. That's not what you want to see.
No.
Hit the guys in the front row, please. That's what we pay him for. Tristal at level 15 off of the back of that EXP group, and it looks like Agamas have Stinger as their first ability. And all we know right now is they use Stinger and they have less than 600 HP, so... That crushing hit from the fighter not giving us very much information.
Oh, we know they have more than 219.
Narrowing the range a little bit. Alright, more than 219, less than 374. Closing in on it.
Yeah. And Tristal's going to be playing catch up while GreenCleric grinds, and I'm going to grab some water and be back in just a minute.
Okie doke. Tristal is playing catch up, but running into these Pete encounters, he is making up quite a bit of the difference in experience. GreenCleric not making a very concerted effort to kill off any of his characters, so I'm curious to see what his strategy is at this point.
I was just going to ask how long does he grind, and it looks like he's going to step away.
He certainly has enough levels to beat Carry handily. The question is he gonna see what the Red Ds have in store? That was a pretty brutal stinger.
Yeah.
And it looks like he is going to take this Red D fight. So, less than 500. And he is not going to continue fighting them. So he may just be on his way out. Level 18, pretty good for coming out of the volcano, especially at 40 minutes.
Yeah, we didn't get to see what the red Ds have, but as usual, a dragon is guarding a cache of gold.
Yep, and unlike Dragon Warrior, the Fun Police are only a 3 and 256 encounter here, and not almost guaranteed like every seed that I play.
Still need to try Dragon Warrior Randomizer myself. The speed hacks in that game are what inspired me to do them for this one. They just make it, I mean, Dragon Warrior moves really slowly, even compared to FF1, so I think they make even more of a difference.
It's funny because the speed hacks have not caught on in the Dragon Warrior community, but I love them, and Game Boy F9 loves them, and we seem to be the only ones.
Yeah. I was surprised the first time I played Final Fantasy Randomizer with the speed hacks at how much it changes your mental load, because you know you still have to keep track of things and it comes at you a lot faster.
Yeah, there certainly is less downtime to think about things, and that was something that took me a little bit of getting used to when I first started the randomizer. I wasn't expecting. I was expecting vanilla speed. I was not expecting the speed hacks at all.
Mm-hmm.
I knew about the dash button and the other conveniences you put in, but the battles they fly by in comparison to vanilla, and that's really nice for a speed game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially like reducing the run animation length, because people run all the time when they're speed running, so just gets you through the monotonous parts really, really fast.
GreenCleric with the fire orb lit and an airship. So we'll see where he heads from here. Looks like in the direction of Sarda's Cave and Titan's Cave. Now it looks like he's going straight to Melman to do a little bit of shopping.
Yep. Gonna pick up that Life 2 that he couldn't afford earlier.
Very, very nice pickup. And in the armor shop, we have steel armor, which is a pretty good pickup for him, I would say. We haven't seen much better in stores yet.
Yeah, and reasonably affordable. Say reasonably, it's normally, I think, 35,000, and it's cheaper.
And of course, take one step out of town, encounter.
Looks like those creeps are no more interested in seeing him than he is in them.
It looks like he's gonna go back for that bottle. Meanwhile, Tristal is setting up the grind. And it looks like he is gonna dump a lot of levels into that black belt.
Yeah, it's a pretty common strat for Tristal. Although I wouldn't be surprised if he kept the fighter alive.
I think that's the correct play. Leave the fighter alive long enough until the black belt can start one-hitting the Agama.
Actually, I take that back, because he's given his Masmune to the black belt, so I don't think he's going to keep the fighter alive.
I could see either strategy going fairly well, especially with access to both the Sun Sword and the Masmune. We have GreenCleric checking the Cardia Islands.
Trying to check the Cardia Islands.
Just the GPS on the airship's a little messed up.
Picks up the tail in the Cardia Islands, which is always a nice place for it.
Yeah, with the Aegis Shield in his possession, that's definitely something to consider. And he's certainly in a very convenient place to pick that up. Yeah, it looks like he's going to head and do that promotion right now. So probably not planning on power leveling the black belt at all. Meanwhile, Tristal's black belt hits level 20, and the black mage just keeps hanging on.
Yeah. With Agamas having Stinger, it's less likely for them to hit him.
Two hits for 19 damage from the black mage. Kills him. Well done, buddy.
GreenCleric makes some quick conversation with a dragon before picking up the crown.
Proof of your courage, indeed. It just happens to be a crown that's right behind me. So, very profitable trip to the Cardia Islands, and that's going to give him more free chests to check.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we have the rare Saria encounter, and yeah, I'm probably going to run like hell too. I don't want to know what those guys have.
Tristal's still trying to kill off that black mage.
And this is always so annoying when the Agamas decide not to play nice.
And he's going to start using the Mass Mutant as an item, just waiting for the Agama to do something.
He's just going to wait for that poison tick to kill him.
Yep, there he goes.
And would you look at that, the kindly old king of the Northwest Castle was Astos, because there's nobody there now. Always love that boss that was so brutal to first-time vanilla players, just gets one shot in the randomizer. It just feels so just. And Tristal, level 24 on the black belt, and this is when the grind really starts to take off.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, GreenCleric about to drop the herb off with the elf and get a key to a storage locker. So we'll get a look at what are in the crown chests. Big old pile of money and nothing else interesting. Now looks like we'll check Canaria next. I generally like to check Northwest Castle and then Dwarf Cave and then swing over to Canaria, but it's all pretty much a circular route.
Oh, and there's a ribbon in Corneria Castle.
Very nice to see. And that goes on to the White Mage. A pick I certainly agree with.
Yeah, you want to keep your life charges available at all times. Let's see what the dwarves have been hiding. Oh, he's got a mage staff, so mage staff and a bunch of money, and
Mage Staff might come in handy for a ghost encounter, and will definitely be useful in the Earth Cave, but beyond that, not what you're looking for. And it looks like he's going to skip Astos' castle and the lock chests and Temple of Fiends and just keep on going.
interesting choice. Of course, they're pretty quick to check if you do need to come back for them.
I feel like Temple of Fiends and Astos' castle are both quick enough to check that I'll always do it, but bottom of Marsh Cave, forget it.
Yeah, exactly. GreenCleric's going to pick up Temper at level 7, so won't get many uses out of it, but he's got it.
Meanwhile, he's going to invest in some real estate, and that should be plenty of supplies across the board for the rest of the game.
Yeah, might just need to top off the heals near the end, but otherwise he's good to go.
And speaking of good to go, Tristal decides that he has had just about enough at level 31, maybe moving on to the Red Dragons to grind. And GreenCleric is going to head up to Onrak. Checks the waterfall first, which I believe is the correct play. Level 33 for Tristal, and he has had enough.
Yep, just wanted to see what the red dragon was hiding and go Harry in the face. Easy peasy. Question in chat from Files. Any status or thoughts on the black belt equipment glitch fix? It would be a much needed black belt nerf. I agree. It is a fairly complicated fix. The idea for it isn't that complicated. It's just trying to find the code space in that bank of memory. But I do agree that black belt, a lot of people feel that black belt is still overpowered even with the weapon fixes and the crit fixes and stuff. And fixing the armor glitch is just one more step towards balancing him out a little bit. And is GreenCleric going to invalidate his run? Or will he check for out of bounds bat?
Well, first he's got to get through this pack of slow paralisks. And a nice run. And it looks like Tristal is electing to keep the bulk of his party dead. It'll save time on menuing, but it'll definitely hurt if he fails to run against a large group. Meanwhile, GreenCleric is going to pick up a very nice pile of experience thinning this group out.
He's got an opal gauntlet. And Tristal stops by Crescent and revives his party.
Also electing to pick up heal 3. Not electing to pick up wall, and that's surprising. I don't think, you know, having seen only one ribbon in this game, I would be interested in having that at least as a backup.
Yeah, and he did pick up ice 3, so I guess he's more concerned about waters. Wall.
The good old water nuke. And GreenCleric thinking, should I go upstairs or downstairs? And upstairs certainly has more chests, so he's going to take the gamble on Mermaid Village first.
Tristal finds not much of use in the Titan's tunnel.
And it looks like his turn to pick up life too. So far, just robbing the mermaids of their life savings. And Tristal's gonna find the crown once he gets through the Dragon Horde. Also finds the Thor Hammer, GreenCleric. And we have the crown for Tristal.
And a lot more money in the mermaid floor.
And unless GreenCleric finds something good on this floor, I think this will benefit Tristal. I know Tristal likes to check the downstairs portion first.
Yeah, I think if you're heading downstairs to kill Kraken anyway, might as well do that first, and if you haven't found the slab then.
Dragon armor for GreenCleric. So long, steel armor.
Yeah, with the dragon armor and the Aegis shield, he's pretty well protected now.
Yeah, just needs to find a pro ring, and he will have 5 out of the 8 elements protected. It looks like he exited out with, I believe, one more chest unchecked on that floor. He also has 2 chests to check on this floor as well. Looks like GreenCleric getting turned around a little bit in the Sea Shrine, and this is not a good floor to get turned around on, not with ghosts and Wizsag encounters.
Yeah, we're gonna see if these ghosts are that scary. Well, I guess we're not gonna see since they didn't get to go.
Oh, just a harm 3, and seems like they rolled fairly low HP. Meanwhile, Tristal picks up the Mystic Key, and he is about to go do some treasure chest searching.
It looks like GreenCleric is going to skip the treasure chests on the way down. Question in chat from Files, is it possible to add a menu confirmation to exit? There actually is a menu confirmation, but I think people are just so used to pressing A so quickly that they don't see it.
I've pressed B on it, and it just takes you out, so no matter what you press, so long.
Oh, really? So it's not a confirmation, it just says that?
Yeah, it seems like it's just a pop-up box that no matter what you press, it will automatically invoke the spell.
Interesting. Well, then maybe the code is already there to give you the confirmation, and just have to change it so that if you press B, it doesn't do anything. Worth looking into, anyway. And now GreenCleric is checking some of these other chests.
Steps on the water trap tile, and you could have avoided that by walking on the tiles and the southernmost tiles in that room. Tristal picking up his ribbon, and he immediately moves that over to his white mage.
Question about how much lock and lock 2 reduce evade. Check real quick. Looks like the value is 20 for lock 2.
And GreenCleric finds the slab.
Alright. So he gets lucky with which chests he's choosing to collect down here.
Meanwhile, Tristal is going to check the Temple of Fiends Revisited chests. Or excuse me, the Temple of Fiends chests. There are 3 locked chests in there, and he's going to probably check the Northwest Castle as well.
He is revisiting the Temple of Fiends, but not the Temple of Fiends Revisited.
Technically correct. The best kind of correct.
That's right. Lock is the same amount as lock 2, but it only works on one enemy.
It looks like Tristal is going to head for... Tristal's going to head right for Sea Shrine. Picks up Cure 4 in the White Magic shop. That'll be a big time save, especially when dealing with the massive health pool of a leveled black belt. Nothing feels worse than healing 700 HP with potions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially when you pick up a key item and it pushes the potions into the middle of the row.
Yeah, the inventory management is another one of those clunky things about this game. The fact that really there is no inventory management.
Meanwhile, we have the black belt going down on GreenCleric's side. He got pinched by the lobsters.
Hmm.
And GreenCleric going very slow in the menu over that level with exit.
Yeah, this is the floor that you really don't want to accidentally use it on.
Running into the thick part of the encounter table.
Yeah, and these lobsters are hitting pretty hard.
GreenCleric, please, there's menu rep.
Oh, Kraken! 7 hits for 12 damage. That's probably the weakest I've ever seen Kraken hit.
That, wow. Aegis Shield and Dragon Armor paying off.
Yeah. Kraken does have a fair amount of hit points.
And Blizzard.
Yeah. Admittedly, Blizzard is less scary than just one-shotting a white mage.
And we have the Orb of Water lit for GreenCleric.
And with the slab, he's got a substantial lead now, especially depending on, you know, which route Tristal decides to take looking for it.
I definitely think Tristal will go the Kraken first route. So he's going to make up a fair amount of time there.
That's good.
And he should make up a fair amount of time with enemies running from his character in Earthcave as well. But I'm just curious if that will be enough to overtake GreenCleric, who right now has a 1-orb lead. Runs into a pack of Grogers. And a pack of Gargoyles. Meanwhile, Tristal is gonna head left.
Yep. Looks like the Grogers are here to stay, but the Ogres are running away.
Well, any runaways certainly help at this time. From GreenCleric's perspective, I would have been very tempted to go into Mirage Tower first, and then come back here at a higher level. Just anything to sort of improve the runaway chance of monsters in the Earthcave.
Yeah, it's worth considering because there is a lot of good experience in the tower, or I should say the Sky Cave.
Yeah, I think likely you'll at least run into a couple of eyes on your way through, and that's good enough for a level.
Yep. Yeah, whether you want the experience or not, you're gonna get it.
And apparently, no living thing can beat the vampire. We'll see how true that is.
Yeah, not very.
Nah. I think there may have been some false advertising here. Checks the validation chest, or a validation chest. Only an iron gauntlet in there.
Yeah, you never know when there's going to be an extra ribbon that could help you out.
That is true. With one ribbon, it is feels a little uncomfortable to go right into go mode.
Yeah, especially if you're not going for you know, solo strats or something like that. If you're relying on keeping a lot of your party up.
Also a little scarier. I don't believe GreenCleric picked up a rubber wall.
Tristal finishes off a large pack of ghosts, and we saw the ghost get an action, but he missed, so still not that scary.
And there's the slab, and we'll see if Tristal decides to open any more chests on his way through. I highly doubt it.
I very much doubt it. He gets another unrunnable ghost encounter, though.
It gets kind of a kind bat on GreenCleric's side, steps to the side instead of directly into the tunnel, like one did for me earlier today. I hear we may have a bat party room at some point.
Yeah, well, there's already a bat party room in the Earth Cave, and the party is going to get more intense.
Just opening up the guest list to everyone, huh?
Yeah.
I almost feel like as a joke you should put an empty chest in that room too.
I wonder how hard it is to add a chest. Well, actually I know how hard it is, because you have to add a tile to the tile table for that map. So unless I take... oh yeah, I don't even know. I think that's one of the reasons why linked chests appear in the game. It's not necessarily that it was a desired feature, but it's that there are only so many tiles available in a map, so they reused some of the chests and just put them in different places.
And now we have GreenCleric going to pick up the chime, and there's their buddy Tyro. Hello,
Yeah.
Tyro. Goodbye, Tyro.
Hello again, Tyro.
They weren't done talking to us. You know, I would love to chat, but we're a little busy. We have to save the world and all. GreenCleric gets a nice long run on this peninsula full of unrunnable encounters. Too.
Yeah,
That
that's
just
really
means,
lucky.
That just means the trip back is going to be pure hell. There we have a pack of giants, and it looks like GreenCleric is just not going to do any save manipulation. To be fair, the Zombol troll group is decent experience, so it's not the end of the world getting that, but repeated 4 giant groups is a little undesirable.
Yeah, so far he's not running into unrunnables, but he is getting quite the dense encounters on the way back, as you predicted. Ah, there we go. He's got the Zombols. Tristal trying to find a parking spot in Melmond.
Well, I mean, you know, it's the new model airship with the parallel parking feature. All the bugs aren't worked out yet.
Don't ask me to fix that.
I think you did fix it though. The hold B feature is very nice when I'm coming in for a landing.
That's true.
And here we have a pack of catmen. I was curious to see if either of the runners decided to dip into some chests in Mirage Tower.
Yeah, there are only a handful that are, you know, close to being on the quick path. With the luck that GreenCleric's been having, you might see him check a couple of those and...
Oh, Cerebuses have petrification poison, and that Aegis shield is going to come in handy there.
And they have crack. Ouch.
Oh goodness.
Oh, this could be quite bad.
This
Oh, he makes it out.
that is a heroic run right there, and that's what the Life 2 charges are for. But, man, if you would have run into those guys in the volcano, jeez. Meanwhile, Tristal is making pretty good progress through the Earth Cave, already on the vampire floor.
Yeah, I was already halfway through. GreenCleric teleports up to the Sky Cave and runs into a couple of bad men.
You know, at least it's not the pack of 7 that you would see in Temple of Fiends. And this is actually kind of interesting to see. GreenCleric is at level 20, about ready to enter the Temple of Fiends Revisited, and I don't know, I really don't feel safe until I hit about level 25.
Yeah, I'm less good at this than the speedrunners, and I usually aim for almost 30 before I go in there. Low 20s would be terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly doable, but there is not much in the way of margin for error.
Yeah, and GreenCleric is going to take the up and left strat on the 4th floor of the Sky Cave.
It's always interesting to see what runners do here.
Yeah.
I prefer the zigzag right strat myself, but I think I might be the only one that does that.
I think I saw you do that in a previous race. I prefer up and then right myself.
Yeah.
First encounter on the Bridge of Destiny is a couple of nachos.
Some angry Doritos, and I would be very tempted if I was GreenCleric to take some of these encounters for experience, but looks like he's had enough.
Yeah.
He's just gonna go.
He did check a couple of those
Oh
chests.
no, he does not know these sorcerers are very nasty.
Not yet, he doesn't. Here we go.
He's lucky that one of them decided to run away, but I think that might be it for the Black Mage.
Yep. And, ooh, his White Mage is hanging on. And he hangs on.
Yeah, that was real dicey. And I'm gonna stick to the heal potions. Very careful menuing at this point.
Mm-hmm.
This is not where you want to accidentally cast Exit.
And he didn't pick up Cure 4. So he's gonna spend a little more time healing.
Yeah, that is gonna hurt a little bit, but it isn't. It's not nearly as critical, and we'll see. Yep, he's just gonna drop the nuke right here.
Yeah.
Ooh, low fade rolls.
I think these sorcerers rolled really high magic defense because we saw Tristal getting the same multiple times.
Does manage to get away here.
Oh, the nachos! What a physical attack!
Oof. Does the Black Mage just not have any armor? Because that was a heck of a lot of damage.
Yeah.
And here we have the setup. And Tristal is going to save a little bit of time with respect to GreenCleric on his trip through the peninsula, just saving and resetting.
He is catching up. He's almost in the tower. Looks like Tiamat is doing some nice things. Cast Dark and then did a weak physical attack on the knight, and he's down. I guess I should say she's down.
Yep, and that is the last orb lit for GreenCleric, and he's ready to go into the Temple of Fiends. And
he says hi to Tristal on the way out of the tower, as Tristal is on the way in.
Quick high fives, 2 airships passing in the night. And I'm not quite sure what he's looking for. Maybe the gold bracelets? Or pro rings, perhaps? But this is going to be a little bit of a time loss that he can't really afford right now. Although he can't really afford being without pro rings either. Well, he finds it and the gold bracelet, and I think at this point I would just back out into the menu and just start dropping things. It's much quicker.
Absolutely. Wow, that flame armor sure rolled really low.
So now, gold bracelets and pro rings for everybody that wants them.
Tristal is going to skip those chests on the 3rd floor. He's in pure go mode right now.
Yeah, and Tristal making up a ridiculous amount of time right now.
Yeah.
If he has a much kinder Warmech bridge, GreenCleric and Tristal might be entering at it almost exactly the same time.
Looks like Tristal's going to zigzag his way through the 4th floor.
There we go. I always knew I liked that guy. And gonna top off the potions while Tristal tries to run away from some metal slimes here.
Oh, and Tristal with the massive encounter skip on the Bridge of Destiny. And he's done.
Yeah, 2 encounters.
So no more mechs in this seed.
And GreenCleric is in.
It looks like he's going to get the hole in the encounter table early. So let's hope he doesn't run into a whole bunch of waters. Tristal is going to leave the Tyros alone.
Good guy, Tristal. And Thorhammer and Mage Staff not going to do very much against these gas dragons.
not so much.
Ooh, and that's a weak hit from the Masmian. 2 hits for 200. Gotta do better than that. Nice pile of experience, though. How about some more? Ooh.
I think Tristal just picked up Fade for his Knight. Boy, those gas dragons also must have really high magic defense. Just shrugging off a nuke and a Fade. But they're not going to shrug off the Masmian or a couple of punches to the face.
And, of course, experience overflow. If Tristal has a little bit better encounter luck, he could be right behind, but he gets an unrunnable of his own, although one that's comparatively easier.
Mm-hmm. Phantom goes straight down.
A low roll on HP for the Phantom. And some slow menuing gonna give Tristal a little bit of time to catch up. And another unrunnable for GreenCleric.
Yeah, and he's already at the Phantom. Tristal is, that is. So he's almost caught up. He's only about, I guess, 30 seconds behind at this point. He's gonna check these chests.
Ooh, the validation chests just have a house and some money.
Yep.
Another unrunnable for GreenCleric, but one for Tristal as well.
Yeah. Let's see what the Furry Wolves can do. Well, looks like they're just gonna get faded.
Yeah, they can all die.
It says hi to the Frost Giant. The Frost Giant says hi back.
Waving hello for 1 damage. And now Tristal's turn to just get unrunnable after unrunnable. GreenCleric thinking, wait a minute, are these guys unrunnable? It's just gonna take this fight anyway.
I was just thinking the same thing. I didn't think that they were. And Tristal's got some more zombie dragons to deal with.
Slow connecting on the Knight, so that's gonna severely hamper. And on the Black Belt, well, there goes the physical damage dealing.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully your one hit is big. Oh, they also have lit too.
Ah, 129 is pretty
not
good.
enough,
for one
and
hit.
slow is doing exactly its namesake to the speed of this fight. Level 25 for GreenCleric. Meanwhile, enjoy another worm fight, Tristal. And
He's
looks
gonna
like
run now.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's learned his lesson. Yeah, these guys just not worth it as far as experience goes. And
And it looks
Tristal
like-
takes the lead.
Yeah, just barely. Ooh, he's got double Sorias. He's not gonna find out what they're gonna do.
Oh, the rare encounter on this floor, and it's good to see it here instead of it being Iron Goals later. Meanwhile, GreenCleric, how about another unrunnable?
Oh, and Green Medusas with Thunder. I think we just saw that in the previous game with Jake Oper.
Oh, and that's disgusting. So long, Black Mage.
Yeah.
GreenCleric with the hero run though, and now it's Tristal's turn to lag behind as he has to heal up. And some slow menuing is going to let Tristal get into the lead.
Yep, he's gonna be first through Lich.
low fire 3 roll, but big punch.
The biggest of punches. It immediately runs into 4 fires.
And hey, Lich liked that fire 3 so much, he's going to use it on GreenCleric.
Yeah. And he's going to get it right back.
Alright. And now GreenCleric, it's his turn on the fire floor. We'll see if he runs into the fire elementals or has a little bit better luck.
They're definitely in different places in the encounter table. Well, I say that as they fight exactly the same monster group, but at opposite ends of the floor. The more friendly gray worm encounter as opposed to purple worms. It's fast versus fast in the carry fight.
And, ooh, low roll, but the Masmian hit will definitely finish her off. Meanwhile, more Grey Worms for GreenCleric. Even more Grey Worms, but it's good to get this part of the encounter table on this floor as opposed to the next one.
It is. And I didn't see, but I think Tristal got ambushed by these snakes, sea snakes, and lobsters.
And it looks like GreenCleric is just going with an all-out strategy against carry, and I agree. I think that's the best way to go here. Three attacks and crumbles, and now we are on the water floor for GreenCleric. And an ambush for GreenCleric.
Yeah. Maybe they are in very similar places. G table.
Wonder if they may be in similar places in the RNG table, with one person going forwards and the other one going backwards.
Oh, that would be interesting, and they're just crossing paths.
And GreenCleric with a pretty heroic run through the water floor.
Yeah, he does run into some waters, but not the kind that you can't run from, since they were accompanied by their friend the Naga. Kraken's got rub.
And, no. That rub is not appreciated, friend. Try 7 hits for your entire life total. Meanwhile, sorcerers, and Tristal is just not going to play around with this encounter.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it looks like they are running away, so it's going to help a little bit. Getting a little bit better damage rolls this time.
And it looks like GreenCleric is doing the all-out strategy again. The rub, not very much appreciated here either.
Mm-hmm. Kraken looks to have a lot of physical defense.
But a better hit from the black belt's going to take him down.
Yeah, he's got the defense, but not the HP, apparently.
GreenCleric gets a free run to Tiamat, so way to catch up.
Yeah, this entire Temple of Fiends Revisited has been more neck and neck than I've ever seen, actually. I've been on the edge of my seat since they both entered. A nice big hit from the black belt is going to finish off Tiamat for Tristal. And he's done with that floor. He doesn't get any more unrunnables.
So that's it then, just setting up his party for Chaos, and I think, barring some really bad luck, this is Tristal's to lose.
Mm-hmm. GreenCleric is just a little behind. Still hasn't found any unrunnables, but he does get a couple of encounters on the way.
The encounter table not doing him very many favors.
Alright, now he's all set.
I would think this is when you would use your Cure 3s to try to save time, but he's going to go through the menu and use up all the heal potions. 788 from Tristal. Crushing hit.
15 hits.
And I think the next one with Fast is that's going to do a lot more work.
Yeah, and if Temper hits, yeah, Temper's gonna hit first, so...
Alright, we'll see how much
Probably
damage
gonna
this
be
does.
over. 1,500 damage, and that is GG for Tristal.
1509. GG with an official SRL time of 1:36:30.
And GreenCleric comes in just behind, less than a minute. GG for GreenCleric as well.
GG for GreenCleric with an official SRL time of 1:37:08. So 38 seconds the difference between the two players.
Yeah, and after quite the lead pulled out near the beginning. Yeah, I think with less than a minute there, it shows just how important things like menuing can be.
Yeah, GreenCleric going through nearly 80 of the heal potions, while I think Tristal did not dip into his menu nearly as much, and that is another time-saving benefit of the power level black belt. Getting through the fights quicker means you heal less.
Mm-hmm.
And looks like we have Tristal in the waiting room, so we'll go ahead and bring him in right now. GG, Tristal.
Congrats, man.
GG. Wowzers.
Wowzers indeed.
Yeah,
That was
Yeah.
a really close race.
That
Well,
was,
I'm glad we made it entertaining for you all.
an absolute nail biter going into Temple of Fiends Revisited. You both entered at pretty much the same time.
I had a pretty nice water floor despite the ambush at the beginning. Never saw a water elemental the entire game, so that probably helped make the difference. I feel like I made quite a few mistakes and made it much closer than I should have, but made some poor decisions and good race out of it, I guess.
Yeah, what was going through your mind when you finished up Ordeals?
Well, Ordeals is kind of a combination of maybe it has something good, maybe it just has like a ribbon that'll help me solo Black Belt in Volcano better. It's going to give me a few levels either way, so I'm fine with that. I'd rather go into Volcano at 14 than 10 for sure. It definitely didn't help that it really didn't have anything of value, but yeah, I mean, it felt a little bad, but it at least gave me a little bit of a stepping stone towards Volcano.
Also, I gave you some advance warning on how bad the sorcerers were. That cost GreenCleric a little bit of time. It looks like
Yeah, I ran into a lot of those in Ordeals too, yeah. So I guess that's true. That did help if I had like wiped my White Wizard in on the air floor from Sorcerers. That would have been pretty bad. So yeah, that's true. I did get a little information from that.
Looks like we have GreenCleric in the waiting room. We'll bring him in right now. Hello, GreenCleric. GG to you on a very, very close and competitive race.
GG, man.
Yeah, very GG. Nicely done.
So it looks like both of you did a little bit of shopping before entering into Temple of Fiends. I'd just like to get both of your perspectives on what you were planning on picking up and getting done before the final dive into Temple of Fiends.
I'll go first then, I guess. I wanted to make sure my Night knew Fade in case I ran into water elementals or something else nasty, although I probably should have used it on the Sorcerers and Air now that I think about it. And I also needed some form of armor for my mages because I hadn't found either of the shirts, and they basically had nothing. I guess my White Wizard had silver, but gold's definitely an upgrade there. I didn't think it was going to cost me too much time to grab that, and was probably worth it to keep my White Wizard alive.
And, how about you, GreenCleric? What were you looking for getting set up to go into Temple of Fiends?
I think it's possible GreenCleric having some microphone issues.
If
I was talking over them, I can't hear them. They had microphone issues last time too.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get that straightened out. So it looks like you went with the power level black belt strategy. Were you tempted to just go for it when you found the Mazmune in the volcano?
Well, the Mazmune helped me with the solo black belt because that really makes it a lot easier to do so early on, especially with round 2 flags where Agamas have something. And we didn't have a ribbon yet, so it was actually kind of risky. But Mazmune actually helps that out a lot because it makes it trivial to kill them. I actually had too easy of a time killing them early on. I was killing them before they even had a chance to attack my other party members. So I ended up getting impatient and walking around and taking a nice stroll in the lava to help out there.
Yeah, we noticed. Yeah, we noticed you used the Mazmune. Kill off your mage with the poison damage.
I harnessed the power of the ultimate sword. Yeah, I imagine there was a bit of controversy using the Mazmune at all past a certain point. I actually think it's a bit faster to keep it equipped until you're done power leveling. You do shave off like fractions of a second with it when you kill, because you're less likely to get critical hits with it, and that critical hit message will take up about a third of a second or so. And you're going to kill it either way, pretty much. So you may as well just keep it on. It obviously helps in the beginning before you hit level 21, and then afterwards, even after you're capable of one-shotting them with your fists, it's still totally fine with the Mazmune too.
Yeah, that critical hit notification is one of those things I wouldn't have thought of, but every little bit of time helps, especially when the race ends up this close.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it made up 38 seconds, but every little bit definitely does help.
Yeah, not by itself, but combined with other things, for sure.
Now, on the flip side of that, if I remember correctly, the armor for the black belt is only set on level up if the black belt is unarmed. Is that correct, Enterprise?
That is correct, yeah, but the Agama wasn't exactly a lethal threat either way. So sometimes you can take that into account. In later rounds, the enemies are going to have higher stats, so that might be a consideration, but in round 2, with only 140% max and what I was seeing, it wasn't really going to be a problem.
It seemed like he enjoyed using Stinger rather than hitting, so the time lost by throwing potions at the black belt seemed to be trivial in comparison to how many critical hit messages you would see.
Pretty lucky with both of these round 2 races with which ability was first in Agama's slot. I had Heat the first time and then Stinger this time. If it was something nasty like Thunder or something like that, then the whole Volcano strat kind of falls apart.
Yeah, and the Masmian definitely helped because you didn't see what if there was another skill in that slot. You could have had Crack or Glance, right?
Actually, I did end up seeing the second one. I think it was Heat again.
Oh, okay. So just as nice.
Pretty lucky there too. And then of course, like the bottom floor of Volcano is just a total nail biter. You could see me compulsively using heal potions when I'm just like 20 hit points down or something, because there are some nasty encounters you can get that'll tax that for sure.
Yeah, I think we saw Cerebus's have Crack earlier. So.
Oh my! Well, yeah, there's my good luck for you, because I don't think I saw a single one of those. Yeah, I mean I think that's even something you could encounter. Certainly on the Agama floor. I don't know if you can encounter those on the bottom floor or not.
Yeah, I think Wizogre Cerebus is one of the fights down there. But the benefit of power leveling is they're probably going to run away from you.
Yeah, I'm only leveling to like 31, so that's a little less of a consideration than in some other routes. Although in later rounds you might see me level a bit higher just for extra safety there. Assuming I get the opportunity to use a black belt at all. Some of the forced parties might necessitate getting around that.
Yeah, are you excited to start using some thieves?
I think it was something like 4 out of the 5 practice races for round 2s, I was forced to use a thief, so I'm actually a little bit used to it now. They're not as bad as they used to be. I'm honestly not sure if fighter or thief is better, and I know that's like crazy talk, but the thieves having such a high run chance really does help out with the time.
Yeah, I've been having thoughts about that too. The consideration is just what is worth more, the flexibility of, being able to do the power level route versus the conventional, sort of the wide versus tall party strategy, or
Right.
just having the thief to run like crazy.
Yeah, I think the flags can really determine a lot of that, whether or not you even want all of your party members alive, things like that. Because back in the old days, it was literally just the solo black belt strat. You killed everybody off and just went with him and went for it. But now with run chance being fixed, so to speak, that's a little more risky.
Yeah, you've got run chance, and I believe round 3 flags also include the weapon stats fixes, which nerf black belt significantly.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of nerf all of the melee classes too, though, the fighters. I mean, I guess it doesn't sort of nerf the thief because he's kind of terrible in melee no matter what. So maybe that's a point in favor of thief in the future rounds.
Yeah, it gives him a little bit of a leg up if you find a katana, since you actually get a good crit chance on that, and all the other weapons get their crit taken away.
Katana's still pretty terrible.
You just take a moment here to see if GreenCleric has the mic working. Can you hear us, and can you respond? Looks like he's still fixing it. So just one more question from me. Just saw your comment in IRC. So notice that you didn't reset earlier, but reset after.
Yeah, that's one of the big mistakes I made. I mean, that cost me like 2 minutes, not realizing my red mage wasn't going to be able to learn exit. it was still worth it to do the reset even after 2 minutes, but it was still, I mean, easily avoidable. I just gotta get on top of that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Gotta try to keep not making that mistake anymore.
Yeah, we were wondering about that, and when you got to Elfland and saw the life spell there, certainly that you knew that it was worth changing.
There was life at Elfland?
Was
I
it?
didn't learn it there.
Oh, I thought there was something at level 4 that was.
Oh, is
helpful.
it life 2? You mean? Yeah.
Oh,
sorry.
yeah. Sorry.
No, I was kind of wondering where life 1 was, but I don't know. Probably like a level 8 spell or something. I'm looking forward to round 3 flags. This is going to be a totally new set of practice I'm going to have to endure to see what feels different in round 3 flags. I know the enemy stats are way up, so they're more of a factor to remember. You know, remembering like maybe wolves aren't going to die to a fire 2 if you have it early or something like that. Just like the little things that when you encounter and learn information, you just have to try and remember that.
And it looks like we know who you'll be facing in the next round. It'll be Drumboardist.
Yeah, I've watched a couple of his races. Like I keep saying, anybody that's putting in the work is a threat here. And basically anybody that's still in the winner's bracket at this point is putting in the work. So anything can happen. We saw how close this race was, and I don't think a lot of people expected GreenCleric to be very competitive. Certainly showed everybody that anything can happen for sure.
Yeah, I've definitely been impressed by GreenCleric's showing so far, and I look forward to seeing the run through the Garland bracket that he makes.
Do we know who he's going to be facing next?
We do not. It'll either be JLo or we're not sure about the other rounds.
Okay. Oh yeah, it's the last remaining. Well, that'll be cool to see.
So yeah, I think JLo is no longer in the tournament, so it'll be whoever loses the match between Zarby and Will Bloodworth.
Yeah. Well, I am definitely looking forward to the rest of the tournament. I really hope I get a better handle on everything going forward. I'm still making a lot of really small mistakes. So I'm hoping I can learn from previous races and do better. Because like I said, I feel like I got pretty lucky here.
All right, GreenCleric, any luck on your end? Looks like the microphone is a no-go for now, but thank you for trying anyway. And thanks to Feasel for hosting us on Speed Gaming.
Yeah,
big thanks. That's such huge exposure for the tournament and Final Fantasy Randomizer in general. It's really awesome. Thank you guys.
Absolutely. I've seen so many new people in the chat, so I really appreciate the hosting.
Yeah, if you have been watching this and are interested in participating, please go ahead and join our Discord. We have a very friendly community, and we're always happy to help new players learn. Also, give our runners a follow. You can see a link in chat there. And just wanted to say thanks to Shyleza for doing the tracking, and thanks to you, Entrepreneur, for not only sitting here and co-commentating, but making this randomizer to begin with.
Absolutely. Yeah, I really
we
just
love you,
enjoy.
Introper. You're so great. Thank you.
Well, you guys are the great ones because the more you guys play, the more I want to work on it and add more features. So, with the amount of exposure that this has had and the amount of interest, there's definitely more to come.
All right, I think that about wraps it up. On behalf of everyone here, thanks again for watching, and tune in tomorrow. We'll definitely have some more races for you to see.
Yeah, see you guys next time.
Thanks, guys.